So we are going to Rolling Road. Just put 40 quid of V-Power in, 99 octane fuel. Why are we doing it again? Because this is putting out a lot more power than it was. It's a lot quicker than it was when it was first done. So, excuse me, if you don't remember before, this is a 1.9/16 valve. I built it. The head was done by Rob Cox Engineering. Everything else was done by me. Set it up myself, and it's flying along, and it was putting out 172 brake horsepower, 146 pound for the torque. Now, since then, I have adjusted the cams, ABF cams in this. Again, not high lift, but they are high lift cams, but not like race cams. So I've adjusted the cams so you're getting the best benefit out of them. We've also changed the spark plugs, still NGK plugs, but I've changed from a 3-core or 3-tip to a single tip. Reason being, I can gap them. Now, gapping plugs is quite important. If you've got one with a larger gap than the other, it's going to have a different spark. And again, like I said, power comes with efficiency. So you need each cylinder to be doing the best it can efficiently. So that's why you want the spark plugs all gapped. So they're all done. What else have we done? I did have the Crystal in the ECU. I've changed that to have a high rev limiter. After a lot of research, this is all old technology and stuff, so it's quite hard to get knowledge unless you learn, dig into it. Now, what that Crystal does, yes, it gives you a higher RPM. This engine doesn't make power at that, so I don't need it, so the standard one's gone back in. The main reason for that is not the rev limiter, it's the fact that the Crystal actually delays the whole timing map on the engine, so the chip that's got the timing of it, which tells the engine, obviously the TCU system to spark. So if it delays the 7,200 rev limit by what, 800 RPM, it's delaying your whole sweep when it sweeps through on the rolling road. It's delaying that all those spark points by the same RPM, which is not what you want really. So that's back to standard. Exhaust we haven't changed, still sounds awesome. I have modified the airbox. I don't know if you heard back then. Sounds good. So we've changed the air filter. It was a pipe across panel filter, the foam one. I've now changed that to a Jetex blue filter because it sounds better. There's more air going through, and I'm a child. I've also modified the airbox. It looks standard when you look at it in the engine bay, but if you put your hand down between the airbox and the wing, you'll feel what I've done. So that's modified. I've also run more time in advance on the ignition. So when it was first on the rollers, it was just on the basic 6 degrees before top dead center. It might have been 7. I didn't push it too much. Since then I've taken it up to 8, and it was impressed. That's terrible English, and it was a big improvement. This is now running 10 degrees ignition advance. There's no knock. You can hear, if you get it wrong, you can hear knock, or pre-detonation is, imagine a big ball bearing in a can of beans, in an empty can of beans obviously, rattle it around. That's what knock sounds like. A knock is when the combustion or the explosion point is happening before the piston can get past TDC. Remember, we want the piston past TDC, just point past it so it can force down. Yeah, so timing, cams, spark plugs, probably not a massive difference, but we know they're there and done. Air filter and airbox modification. And yeah, it's absolutely flying, really flying. What am I hoping for? In my head, as much as I can get. But again, I'm not really chasing power, I'm just more curious. But yeah, if I put a figure in it, I'd like it to be over 185. If it is or not, who knows, but we'll see when we get there. So I won't bore you too much of driving. I'll catch you when we're up there. See you in a bit. 8 minutes out. Took me a different route. I wanted to go the Foss way, but it went through Banbury. Hey-oh. Yeah, we get 8 minutes. Less than that, 6. Turning right in. That much miles. Sounds so good. It's going to sound mental on the road. So the Golf has made fantastic power. 172 last time, 146 pound-foot of torque. This time she's put out 188 brake horsepower and 152 pound-foot of torque. That I'm over the moon with. Vince said whatever I've done has made a difference. Clearly has. She's motoring. It also shows you don't need to pay big money on high lift cams. Cams in this are ABF cams, standard ABF cams, which cost me 80 quid. And you can see from the rolling road chart I'll put up, it's making power all the way up, right to red line, pretty much dropping off just before it hits the rev limiter. Absolute bang on perfect, and it idles lovely. No hunting, no lumpy idle. Always different ways to do things. And all those little things add up to one efficient, powerful engine, as in polishing the throttle body, porting it so the air's got a nice flow in, port matching the upper and lower throttle body, inlet manifolds. Remember there was a 1mm gap between it, so that air's coming in and hitting that gap. Get rid of that, the air can flow in better. Again, port match it to the cylinder head. We've got our ABF left-hand drive tubular manifold. It needs the air to get out quicker, straight into a twin downpipe, straight to a track slag system, which are known for flowing good exhaust, and well, we can see that. Ignition timing, 10 degrees on the nose, no pinking, no detonation, pre-detonation even, sitting perfectly, spark plugs, nice NGK one, single electrode, gap those so we're all efficient in cylinders, warm-up regulator modification, fueling is just starting to go lean right at the end, but that's 12.9, that's still perfect for a naturally aspirated engine. So all these little things I've done add up to one solid engine. Again, the Crystal ECU put back to standard, so that's not messing around with the actual ECU's ignition map. And the airbox, different air filter, and modified the airbox, so we've got a nice good flow of cold air coming in and not sucking warm air in from the engine. Love it, absolutely love it. 60-year-old loves to be driven, proves on the chart. Beautiful, well happy with that, absolutely buzzing with that. Could I get more power? Not even point trying, though I probably will at some point, I don't know. Different things I could do. It's running on 99 octane fuel at the moment. Put a higher bit of fuel in it, higher rated octane fuel. Could put a piggyback ECU on it, like the old K-Star systems, to add a bit more time and just through smaller increments over the rev range. Would that money gain more? Probably not. So I think I'll just rag it, use it, abuse it, because it's built to be driven fast. So I'll do that. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next part. Cheers.